Hey Guitar Champion, what's going on? Justin Hombach here, back from my practice cave, and welcome to today's video where we are going to take a deeper look, a full look at the complete song, the complete new single, Real by Unprocessed. Here we go. So my boys from Unprocessed have released a new single called Real, and it's a little bit of a stylistic cut here, and I think it's really wonderful because I really like this song. I like this kind of style. I also loved their style before that. But now I think this is the spiritual successor and the most logical step after Abandoned. So after I heard that they will release a new single, I asked them, because for those who don't know me or my relation with Unprocessed, half of the band were students of mine and I have a really good contact to the guys, and I've asked them if they could provide me with tabs and with stuff like this so I can make this lesson and the cover pretty early when they had released the song. So here to demystify that, no, I'm not super crazy when it comes to transcribing stuff. I got the tabs 2 days before the release. It was still a challenge to learn that stuff because the thumping and all of the percussive rhythm part, it makes a lot of fun, but it's not particularly my kind of style. Not yet. I think I plan to get a little bit deeper into it because I had a lot of fun playing this style, and it reminds me of my time where I was playing a lot more funk and stuff like this. So it was still a challenge for me, but no, I'm not an Übermensch. I'm not a superhuman who can transcribe this stuff really quickly and that accurate in that kind of time. Even if I did 2 singles from Dream Theater from the last release and made a cover in one day there, I didn't got the tab because I don't have close contact with John Petrucci, which is pretty sad. But here I got the tabs before the release, 2 days before the release. So, and here I am with the lesson of this song. And normally I say you can download the tabs for this video in the link below. You can download them in the link below, but they are this time not really for free. And this is for a really good reason, because you can download the tabs from the official site from Unprocessed, and it costs only €2, and the backing tracks are there as well for only €2. So go to that site, go to the store, the link is in the description box. Support those guys with your little money. €2 are nothing if we are honest, and especially at these times with Corona and stuff like this, is really important to support all the music and all the musicians that we love. And for this lesson I got the tabs from the guitar from Manuel and Christoph, but I didn't get the tabs from Tim right in time. I had to transcribe a lot of Tim's stuff by ear. Later on Friday night I got the tabs, I think, for Tim, or on Thursday night, something like that, but really late. So my lesson here is maybe not the most accurate from Tim's part. If you want, I think, the real way how to play it, well, what real, I think 80% is pretty fine. Maybe some details where he's doing a thumb down, I'm using thumb up, or stuff like that. If you want the most accurate lesson, I would say go to Tim himself, because he uploaded a pretty fine tutorial of this part on his own channel. But here we are going to check out the complete song, of course, and it was a lot of fun to learn, a lot of fun to practice, and a lot of fun to master, and here I am for you guys to show you how you can learn, practice and master it. But not only we're going to talk about the how to play something in this kind of song, and later on in this video we're going to talk a little bit about how you can sound like Manu, because I've talked a little bit about Manu, about his sound, did like kind of a little interview about this, and here I'm going to show you how you can recreate the sound with your own digital effects, plugin, amp, or whatever you have. So much for that. Let's start with the lesson. If you like this lesson, then of course feel free to hit the like button, subscribe, or leave a comment. And now let's start with the lesson. Here we go. So in this song, the key, we are basically in E minor, and we're playing a lot around E minor, C major kind of chords, and of course with a lot of additional notes like the 9s or the sus4 and stuff like this. But first we are checking out the first phrase, the first theme of the song, the main theme I would call it. And yeah, in slow it goes like this. Okay, and here we are starting every bar with this harmonic on the 12th fret from the D to the E string. And And here we have a lot of tapping ideas, and I recommend everybody to put away the pick and only play it with the fingers. And the first tapping idea, and this is also a tapping idea which repeats in nearly every bar, not in the last bar, but bar 1, 2, 3, is starting with this kind of tapping idea here, and we are starting tapping on the 20th fret of the B string, the G, pulling to the 19th fret on the B string, the F sharp, and pulling to the 15th fret on the B, the D. So now on the first bar and the third bar, we're having this kind of hammer on, from the 14th fret to the 16th fret. And on the second bar, we have this idea. You're going from the 16th fret on the G string to the 15th fret B string, and the 17th fret on the B string, the E. So, and on the last bar we have a little sequence here, and this sequence goes like this. And here on our left hand we are playing 15th fret on the B string, 12th and 9th fret, and on the right hand we are tapping 19, 17, 15. And I think this kind of melody and this idea is a pretty good example for how the vibrato of Manuel works. Because Manuel has a really, I would say, unique vibrato for this kind of music and this kind of style, this kind of Japanese sounding vibrato. And it comes from doing it really fast but not so wide. If you want to know more about vibratos, I highly recommend to you guys to check out my video Yngwie Malmsteen's Vibrato Debunked. Here click on the I to see that. And even if you don't like Yngwie Malmsteen's playing or his style, I highly recommend everybody to check out this video, because here I'm talking a little bit more how I approach vibrato, how I train it, how I work on it. And I wrote an exam while I was studying jazz guitar about this kind of topic and my approach to it, to doing fast or slow vibratos and wide and soft vibratos and stuff like this. So I highly recommend everybody to check this one out. And Manuel is doing a fast vibrato, but really slow. So a little bit of B.B. King style, but a lot faster. Okay, and especially together with that tapping idea, here it's really important to see that you are doing the tapping, the vibrato with the left hand. Never do the vibrato with the right hand, because you don't have the control over the vibrato like with the left hand, even if you're doing this tapping kind of stuff. So it doesn't matter where you're fretting here, always do the vibrato with the left hand. Okay, and after we have landed here on the 7th fret on the B string, we are going to the B section, and in slow it goes like this. Alright, and here we are starting again with the harmonic, but also with the C fretted on the E string 8th fret. And doing the harmonics with our pinky here on the G, B and E string. Yes, the G, B and E string. Now, and after every harmonic, we are doing this kind of idea, where we're tapping to the 15th fret on the B string, going to the 9th fret on the E string, and hammering into the 8th fret. Going to the 7th fret on the B string and hammering into the 8th fret. And when we are relating this to the C interval-wise, we have the D, the 9, the F sharp, the Lydian 11, the Lydian 4, the sharp 4, sharp 11, and the 5th, the G. So now, after that kind of idea, the boys from Unprocessed are doing a little bit of a whammy trick or trem bar trick, where they're doing this purr effect. And I don't have a trem on this guitar right now, and all my guitars with trems are at my boys from Ibanez, for example, to get a little bit fixed here and there. I will show you here that you can do this as well without the trem bar, but if you have a trem bar or whammy, do this kind of purr effect here. Okay, another thing as well to the harmonics with the C. There we have a little bit of rhythmical displacement here. We are starting first on the 1 from the bar, then on the 1. So we have, when we're counting it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2, 3, 4. And then we are sliding on the 3rd bar from the A, from the 5th fret to the 8th fret on the E string, doing the harmonic and then playing another harmonic but this time with the middle finger fretting the 9th fret on the G string. So we create, or we can get another third here. And as a chord, seeing this as a chord, we have the C major 7 chord, because we have the C, the G, the 5th, the B, the major 7, and the E, the major 3rd. And the change, the switch between this one where we have one fretted bar, one fretted finger, and then the rest is doing the harmonics and 2 fretted fingers. This change, this switch can a little bit tricky here. Why? Because with the second finger doing the fretting stuff, we have a little bit more of pressure in our hand, and we tend to fret the pinky as well. So we really have to be independent with our finger, so that those are doing the harmonics and those are fretted. Alright, let me play those 2 sections together, and then we're going to check out the epic arpeggio lick here in the end. Alright, let me play it, but first, both together. And now, this really fun, cool arpeggio idea. Let's check out this one. So here we are outlining an E minor 7, 9, 11 chord, creating the minor 7, the 11 and the 9 through barring with our index finger over the 7th fret of the D, G and B string. And yeah, we're still in this kind of tapping section, so I don't have the pick. So I thump the first note, the 7th fret on the A string, the E, going to the minor 3rd, the G here, with the hammer on, and then we are playing the D, the B and the G string with our index, middle finger and ring finger from the right hand. And when we have reached the B string, we're doing a hammer on to the 8th fret from the 2nd to the minor 3rd. Going to the 5th here on the E string, 7th fret, hammering to the 7th, the D, and then we have this kind of tapping section. And this sounds weird in the beginning because the last 4 notes are the same, but with a little bit of rhythmical change and rhythmical displacement here and the different sounding phrasing kind of style through the tapping, yeah, we have they sound different even if they are the same notes here. So the tapping idea goes 14th fret, sliding to 15th fret, back again 14th fret, pulling to the minor 3rd again, pulling to the 5th again, and then going here on the 15th fret on the B string, going to the 12th fret on the B string. And this is a pretty fun lick, and it's not so too hard to play it fast. And it makes a lot of fun, and it's really kind of trademarkish for the style of, or kind of trademark lick for the style of Manuel. Alright, so much for the intro. Let's check out the first riff of Real. Here we go. So in the first riff, again we have our pick back. The first riff in slow goes like this. Alright, so we are starting with the low E string, and we're sliding to the 10th fret on the A string, playing the D string, going to the 9th fret on the A string, and playing the 5th fret on the A string, which is the same note like the D string, but this time fretted, so we have a little bit of a sound difference here. And this is pretty interesting, pretty cool, this combination between open string sounds and fretted string sounds. And even if they are a little bit off tune here. Then we're doing some 2 percussion notes, and then we are playing nearly the same riff, but this time we're sliding from the 9th fret to the 5th fret, and not playing those individually, but we're sliding to it, playing the 5th fret again and the D string again. Those are the same notes, but because of the different, I would say, sound roots and sound origins of those notes, because one is fretted and the other one is open stringed, it sounds a little bit different here. Sorry. And the last bar, the last idea here goes like this. Here we are sliding, after we played the low E string, to the middle, with the middle finger to the 10th fret, and then we're playing again the D string, and then we're playing 12th fret on the A string with our pinky, and 9th fret on the A string with our index. I'm playing the low B, the open B, and the open E string. So, and after that we have this little kind of chordy idea, or this kind of arpeggio idea here with the open strings, sorry. It's a little bit like a lullaby. And here we are always playing the B and on the E string open, and on the D and on the A string, the D and on the G string we have thirds. First we have a major third from the G to the B, so we have 17th fret, 16th fret, then a minor third, 16th fret, 14th fret, another minor third, 14, 12, a major third. Then we're starting again here on this E minor thing, 14th fret with the ring finger, going back to the 12th fret, and now we're going back to the 19th fret, the 17th fret where we started it all, and going one higher to the 19th fret. But here we are also barring the index finger over the 17th fret of the E and on the B string, so we can create this kind of sound. Let me play this one again. Going back up again, down, up, sorry. Yeah, like this. So let me play those two riffs again. Okay, so those are the two riffs, the two first riffs from this song, and then comes a little bit of synthy action and this kind of pre-chorus, and then we're going to another repetition of the beat section, but played a little bit different. So let's check out the reprise of the B section here. Okay, and here we're starting off again with the C major 7 harmonic kind of idea, and we're again having this idea again with the trem bar. We're doing this one twice. The second time we are playing it again with the rhythmical displacement here. On the third time we are only playing the A on the 5th fret, again this melody, and on the fourth time we're playing this kind of sequence, which is pretty similar to the sequence from the A theme. You remember this? Sorry. But here we're starting on the 17th fret, doing that little bit kind of pre-note, and then we're playing the same idea like of the A theme. So we're only having this one note in front of the sequence. The rest stays the same. And then we're repeating this complete reprise of the beat section after the second time. Again, we're playing our beloved arpeggio tapping kind of idea. Okay, then comes another synthy kind of break, and then we're going to the strumming section. And oh boy, let us check out the strumming section. This is going to be a lot of fun. So before we're going to the strumming section, let us check out how Manuel is playing it, because he was so kind to send me a video of him playing this and recording it for me. So yeah, Manuel, how are you playing it? Let's check this one out. Damn, that right hand is so fast. It's really incredible. I love how he's doing this. And I'm thinking about doing some bigger lesson series or something like this about the right hand from Manuel, together with Manuel maybe. And if you're interested in that, and if you want to see more lessons about the style of Manuel, then of course write it down in the comments. And like this video, and share this video, and subscribe to my channel. Yes. All right. So let me try to play this one, or let me try to recreate it slow, the way how Manuel is doing it. Because the notation of the tabs said that they were doing only the percussion on the higher strings. But they're doing this with a purpose, to leave a little bit more of freedom and creativity to you guys to play it in your own way as well. But here we want to check out how Manuel is doing it, and I think it's really important to have and I think it's really important to divide the strings in two different sections, to have the lower string and the higher string, because those are two different sounds, and Manuel is working a lot with this. If you want to know more about this kind of idea, also go and check out the Abundant video that I have done, because in the intro Abundant riff we have a lot of this kind of stuff here. Alright, so now the strumming riff slow. Let me try to recreate this. Whew. I hope I've done it right so far. My cat is looking a little bit critical. Did I do it right? Well, it's really hard to play this one slow, I have to be honest, because when you're playing it fast, you are kind of more in the mood, or more in the flow of it. But yeah, let's check out section by section. It's a little bit easier to go like this way. So the first section, we're playing this really beautiful C major 7-9 chord here. We have the 9 here, and here on the E string, and the major 7 here on the B string. And then we are doing this pattern. So we have most of the time 16 notes, and sometimes we have those triplets in there between, and it depends on where the triplets are, not the triplets, sorry, 32nd notes, and it depends where the 32nd notes are. From that on, we have to change sometimes the pick direction in the right hand. Sometimes a little bit easier to do 2 downstrokes, which can be pretty hard in the fast tempo, to be honest, but it's a little bit better for the flow. And sometimes we're doing alternate or straight strumming here. So, but here on this first pattern, we are starting on the 2 of the bar. I'm playing 1, then 2 32nd notes, and then 2 downstrokes. Playing the higher strings, and then the lower string. And then we're doing another 16 note and a 32nd note combination with downstrokes and the alternate picking in the 32nd note. And then we are switching between high string, low string, high string. So in total we have again. Okay, then we're going to the next leg. And here we have some pretty interesting ideas to outline or to create or to play -7 chords. And this one is E-7, and this one is B-7 here. And we're starting playing the A string, the D string, and the G string, and jumping to the E string. And here on the B, we're adding the middle finger to it to get this kind of minor sound more. Then we're playing the 10th fret on the A string, and then we're having a group of 32nd notes on the G string. 8 in total. Then we're playing this melody. Sorry. Reminds me a little bit of Childish Gambino here. Could there be a reference to it, Manuel? Would be cool if you write it down in the comments. Alright, we are sliding from the 14th fret to the 16th fret. Then going to the 14th fret on the G string, 11th fret on the G string, 12th fret D string, and sliding from the 11th fret to the 12th fret on the G string. Then we're playing 10th fret on the E string and doing 3 harmonics on the 12th fret, E string, G string, and B string. Then we're playing this pretty cool transition. We're going from D to C, and in between that we have C sharp minor. And I love this combination of chords because C sharp minor 7 and C major 7 shares a lot of interesting notes. For example, the third. We have the minor third, of course, here in the C sharp minor, the E, but the major third on C major is also C. So in here we have this rhythm. And here we have again 2 downstrokes in a row, which helps a lot for the smoothness and the flow of this kind of idea. And then we're going to the big strumming section here on the starting on the C. And then we have this kind of pattern. It's like the second part of the first bar. The first 16 32nd note triple, I don't want to say triplet, sorry, 6/6 channels, kind of rhythmical feeling and idea. And then again the switching between the high and the low strings. And we're playing this shape 2 times in 8 notes. And then we have a 6 note of 16 notes straight. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then we're going to the 10th fret here on the E string. Same shape, but everything 2 fret higher. So we have D minor, so we have D major, this is 4 kind of sound with the 11th in it. And after that we're doing the quick one, the 32nd note, straight after we have played the chord. So in this kind of same movement and same motion. Before that we have downstroke with 60 note and then the alternate picking idea with the 32nd notes. And here the 60 note is on the chord. So we have to go in motion straight to the 32nd notes. Like this. And we have the transition between low and high string. And we're playing 2 times 7th fret, this minor shape, this one here, sorry, 7th fret, 5th fret, and the 7th fret on the D and on the G string, creating in B minor. And so we have after that we are playing this kind of idea or rhythm here. It's really similar to the C sharp minor rhythm here, but this time on B. And now we're playing the low E string. And then we have the groupings of the quick notes of the 32nd notes with this one 60 note in front of that. And then we're playing 6 times 60 notes. And then again, this quick idea, and then 3 times the 60 note, and then the low E string. So we have. Sorry, I have to correct one thing. We are not playing the 60 note in front of the 32nd notes the first time, because this is again our low E string. After we have played the low E string again, we are on the next bar now, doing another quick grouping here. 60 notes, and then for the last 3 8 notes, or Manuel is playing it like this. We're playing those 3 minor 7 kind of chords. A minor 7, B minor 7, and C sharp minor 7. So again, with the low E strings this section. Sorry about that. So, okay. And after the 3 stooges of minor chords here, A minor, P minor, C sharp minor, we're going back to B minor. Then we are playing this twice and having another groupings of 32nd notes here, but this time not on one string. We have to check it on more strings, on the D and on the G string, for example. After that we're playing this C chord again here, this big C, and then we're playing low D string, low G string, and then the A string and the G string. Then we're doing some harmonics here on the 12th fret of the G string. And going, hey baby, and going to the 7th fret on the G string, on the B and on the E string, doing harmonics here. And we're playing 2 times again B minor chord. No, that's not a B minor. And yeah, I know you want to play, huh? You want to play a little bit of guitar? No? Okay, then please let me continue. And after that we have this kind of idea. And here we are first starting with harmonics on the 12th and on the 12th fret, on the G and on the B string. Playing this one twice, but he's actually doing an, come on, I know. Sorry about this. Little distraction here from my body. Good body, good boy. Okay, so I'm playing it twice, but Manuel is doing another whammy trick here. Doing a lot of cat purring here, right? And then we're going to the G string. 11th fret, 9th fret on the G string, 7th fret on the G string. On the 11th and 9th fret we're playing twice. And then we're going one time the 7th fret and one time the 9th fret. Then we're going to get back again to the C. I'm playing it with another fast grouping rhythmical, how do you call it? This one 60 note and two 30-second notes grouping here. This idea, the manual idea. I call it now the manual. The manual, yes, let's call it the manual. So, and this was the strumming section. Now, after the strumming section, we have again the tapping section, the A section, the first section. I'm improvising a little bit of a solo here while I'm doing the cover. And after that, we're going to the slap solo from Tim Henson. All right. Okay, now with a fresh new string here, let's check out the Tim Henson thumping and slapping solo of Real. Okay, instead of, I would say, playing this one slow and then saying, okay, here's a slow way and you can figure out for yourself, I think it's more important to go really into detail with this one, because the details are important here for the rhythmical side, for the groove and for the sound. Here I have to say, from all the other parts, I got the tabs from Manuel and the band themselves, and I got the tabs from Tim last night. And the problem here is, before that I've transcribed the solo from Tim so far, and I've transcribed a little bit different than the original. But now I think I figured out the original, how he's playing it. It can be a little bit, sometimes maybe I'm using my index finger and he's using the thumb instead, or stuff like this. This can happen now. I would say it's 80% accurate, but yeah, let's see how the journey goes. Okay, so the first bar, let us check out the first bar. Well, here again, we are dividing in two sections. We have the E minor section, he's playing a lot around the E minor kind of idea, and the C major section. And let's check out the first bar. The first bar goes like this. First, it's pretty basic, pretty easy, and this is the main idea, and he's building up on this main idea. We're first starting with a thumb. A thumb means we're thumping down, and then with our index finger, we are plucking from the 12th fret to the 14th fret. Just a little warning here, this is not a lesson about thumping in general. Maybe I'm going to do something like this in the future. I'm not the biggest thump guy, I have to say. I think it's worth to check out Tosin about his thump and some other great thumping players. But me, this technique is pretty new still. I'm not really doing this that much, but I'm trying here my best to show you how you can do this. But if you have general questions on thumping, please check out, I would say, Tosin, or go to Tim and check out what he's doing, or to Manuel and stuff. Yes. Okay, so let's continue. So we're first thumping here on the E string, muted E string. Then we're plucking the 12th fret on the A string with the 14th fret, hammer on. Then we're doing a double thump, which means we're thumping down and we're making the same movement up again. But the upward movement is the low E string. Then we're doing a hammer on from nowhere, which means we're hammering into the 7th fret of the A string without plucking anything or without touching the string from the right hand. Then we're thumping it down again and doing this hammer on here from the 7th fret on the 9th fret on the D string, which are the same notes like the 12th fret on the 14th fret on the A string. Again. Okay, and now the second bar starts with the same idea, but here's a little bit of rhythmical displacement. We are just basically repeating the idea, but we're repeating it in the bar before that. So when I'm counting, and this is not really the second bar, I mean it's more like the second phrase, but it starts in the first bar and goes over to the second bar. And when I'm counting to this, I would count, or it would be something like this: 1, 2, 3, 4. So here on the 4 we have the first 3 notes from the phrase that are repeating the thumb and the hammer on from the 12th to the 14th fret. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 3, 2. nothing, sorry. But here we are basically repeating the idea. We're playing it twice, but we're not starting on the 1, we're starting in this case on the 4 of the bar before that. And after we've reached the 7 and the 9th fret, the hammer on here on the D string, we're again doing double thumping on the E string, with the low E string at the 2nd note, with the up note, up thump. Then we are playing 12, 14 on the D string of the hammer on. Doing another double thumping on the E string, and then we're playing this kind of triplet. Well, one note is a 16 note and the other 3 are 16 note triplets. This kind of idea. And therefore we're doing double thumping. And then we're plucking with our index and with our middle finger the A and the D string. So let me put those two together. And now the third variation of this goes like this. Basically the first repetition, but we're adding again the 7th fret on the A string and the low E string. Going to the lick bar, the bar full of some crazy typical Tim Hansworth kind of string skipping, open string licks, and in slow the next bar goes like this. So, and here we are starting off first with a slide from the 10th fret to the from the 7th fret to the 10th fret on the A string, the D, E to the G. And then we are outlining this B minor chord, but we are in the same fingering, in the same position like the G. So we have here our middle finger on the 11th fret of the G string, the ring finger on the 12th fret on the D string, and the pinky on the 14th fret on the A string. So and then we are doing double thumping on the E string, muted, hammer from nowhere into the 7th fret on the A string, plucking the G string, playing hammer on from 5th to 7th fret on the E string, plucking the B string, then we're sliding from the D string, 9th fret to the 12th fret, muting or doing a slapping, and then we're playing the 3rd fret on the E string and 7th fret on the G string. So it's a little bit of a chaos first in the beginning and slow. This sounds somehow weird. I mean, it's a little bit of weird, but when we're playing it fast, it makes a little bit more sense. Okay, this is the first lick bar. Let's go to the second section. Let me try to combine those 4 bars. Something like this. Alright, so on the second part of the solo, then it repeats everything, but on the repetition, the David the bassist is playing alongside with Tim, which is pretty awesome, pretty cool arrangement. And now here for the C section, we are playing this figure. It's pretty similar to the first section, but here we're starting again with a down thump and up thump playing the C, the 8th fret on the E string. Then we're doing a down thump muted, then we're playing up thump, playing the low E string, hammering from nowhere into the 8th fret and playing the 8th fret again. And then we're hammering from the 7th to the 9th fret on the D string. Third time we are doing this, we are playing the 7th fret on the A string, the E, and playing the low G, the open G string. Sorry, again. Then we're playing the first idea, the first phrase again. But this time with the fast thump, thump, pick, pick idea, which we had in the first bar as well. So after that, we have another lick idea and another lick section here, but this time based around the C, and here it goes like this. So first we're starting off playing the thumping the low E string, hammering into the 5th fret, thumping the open A string, hammering into the 7th fret, playing harmonic with our pinky in the best case, on the 12th fret from the D and to the G string, playing another open A string to the 7th fret, playing the G string, playing the 7th fret on the E string and pulling back, Then we're playing 9th fret harmonic, 7th fret harmonic, 12th fret harmonic on the D and on the G string. I'm playing 9th fret A string, low D string. I'm playing, let me just, a little bit of brain fart here, let me just re-click. And then, after we played the D string, we're going to the 7th fret from the E string. That's the way. This is the way. Okay, again, the section. Alright, and so much for the complete solo by Tim Henson. It's basically just, as I've said, the repetition. And after that we're going to the ending of this song. And in the ending we have some pretty cool licks, but a little bit of shreddy licks now from Manuel. It's going to be really interesting. So let's check out the final part of Real. So the riff, which is based around this final section, we actually know this riff, or we know the kind of riff. It's this one here. Or kind of. And the difference here is we have some more muted strings here and some open strings. Let me play the basic riff idea behind this for you guys without the fill-ins. Fill in. And another fill in. The difference between that first kind of riff idea and the intro and this one here is we have some open strings in, and we're starting with the strumming straight ahead. So we're playing low E string, then we're playing the 10th fret on the A string, playing low E, G and B string. Sorry. And then going to the 9th and to the 5th fret. Then we're doing another low E string, another muting, another 10th fret on the A string, another open strings here, and then we're playing this line. And the first time we're playing it, we have the Manuel again, this kind of idea. So, and the second part around C goes like this. And here we're outlaying a C major chord again, playing the C, and then we're playing the A and the D on the D and on the G string, so 7th fret here. Then we're going to the 9th fret of the A string and resolving to the 10th fret. I'm doing a slide. I think Manu's doing another trembar trick here. And that's basically it, with some rhythmical displacements here and there, but that's easy to get. But that's easy to hear and to listen, so it's a little bit easier to get. Now, the licks we have in between that. The first lick goes like this and so. So in here we are first hammering from the 5th fret to the 7th fret, and then we're doing a kind of sweep but with muted notes, but it's not a ragged sweep, to the B string, and then we're doing a lot of swibret here right now. And the interesting fact is that Manuel is doing this without really knowing that this was swibret. I have to tell him, oh, you mean you're using swibret? Could be. What is this thing called swibret? So he's using this really intuitively, which is pretty cool. So, and then we are playing with our middle finger, plucking the harmonic on the 7th fret on the E string and picking the 7th fret on the harmonic on the 7th fret of the B string. Then we're playing this line. So we have first the hammer on 5-7 A string, pull off 5-4 D string, 2 strummed notes, and then 3-5 on the A string. And in the end, 2 harmonics on the 5th fret on the B and on the E string. I recommend to do the harmonics with the pinky because we need our ring finger. It's too much time to go from here to here. So we are doing instead this one here. Okay, the second lick goes like this. This lick makes a lot of fun. And first we're sliding from nowhere into the 10th fret of the A string, and then we are plucking the 11th fret on the G string and doing 2 upward sweeps to the 12th fret on the D string and the 14th fret on the A string. Then we're doing a little bit something like that in reverse, playing the 9th fret, sweeping to the harmonic on the 12th fret, and then we're plucking the 12th fret on the G string and playing again with the pick the 12th fret on the D string. So we have sweep, 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 pluck. Again. All in 16 notes. And then we have an 8 note on the 7th fret on the E string, playing the octaves, again the 7th fret. Then we're playing the minor 3rd, going to the G, and playing 2 harmonics on the 7th fret on the G and to the B string with our pinky. So let me play this one again. That's not so easy. So, and the last lick goes like this. And here first we have a hammer on from nowhere, in the 5th fret of the E string, going to the 7th fret on the A string. And then we are playing the 7th fret on the A string again with the pick, and plucking with our middle finger the D string, the open D string. And then we're playing 5, 7, 0, and this one as a sweep, sweep and pluck again. And then we're playing the same pattern for the right hand, but for the left hand we're going to the 7th position here and playing 7, 9, 9, 12 harmonic, and then again 7, 9, 12 harmonic over the E, A and D string. So let me play this one again. Yep, and this was the last lick of Real by Unprocessed. Yes! So much for how you can play everything. Now let's check out a little bit the sound of Manuel Gardner Fernandez, what he's using here. And it's a pretty cool trick, but it's actually pretty simple, but it's a cool trick. He is planning to do a bigger tutorial on how you can recreate his kind of sound and style. So he wasn't able to show me everything. Yeah, he said he had some magic tricks he wanted to keep as a secret, and that's totally fine. It's his kind of sound, his unique style. So he will do a bigger video about this, but here I'm going to tell you what I know from him and what I have heard so far. And I think one of the most one of the most interesting aspects of his sound is that he is using an octaver. He's pitch shifting his sound to an octave and doubling it with a normal guitar signal. So in that kind of way you can recreate this kind of organ sound, this kind of overtone organ sound, harmonic organ sound over the normal guitar sound, and getting this kind of ringing and this screaming kind of element to it. It's really in the high frequencies, and I know this kind of effect from jazz players. The jazz players are using this to get this kind of organ sound, really interesting, nice solo sound, and his kind of style and concept. He is not using any amps. He told me he's using Ableton, and there he has a specific plugin how he can transpose his sound to an octave higher and then doubling it to the normal guitar sound. This plugin makes something really special in the transfer from getting one octave higher. I don't need this is manual. I'm not a gear nerd, not any at all. I am super happy if I have my Kemper or my DV Mark amp and it has a good sound, a good lead sound, and I'm easy to make happy, I would say, when it comes to guitar sounds. But Manuel is a big nerd, and he was talking about that, all that kind of stuff, and I had no idea what he's talking about. So I highly recommend everybody, when he's doing this video, it's definitely worth to check out, because when there's somebody out who knows what he's doing with the sound, then it's Manuel. But the problem with that sound is, he said, because of that sound he also got a big problem in the last couple of months, last half year, and I think we all know what problem this means. It sounds really artificial. It sounds really sometimes unnatural, like he had speeded it up a little bit, and it sounds pretty processed. For Unprocessed. Oh God, I think they've heard that joke so many times, it's not funny anymore. But I really like this kind of sound, and then he's using a little bit of reverb on top of that, not too much, and yeah, that's basically it. and the Ibanez guitar, of course, because if you want to get the manual sound, you need an Ibanez guitar. What other choice do you have? Ibanez are the best company out there. And single coil, Strat style, Ibanez AZ, the perfect guitar for it, and a lot of those high frequencies, and there you can get this kind of ringing sound from manual. So much for that. I hope you liked this video. I hope you liked this tutorial. This will be my last tutorial for the next couple of months because I'm going to do a summer break. I'm going to upload a video about this tomorrow, but where I'm talking a little bit more about that. And if you like the video, then yeah, it would be an honor for me if you would like this video, if you would comment this video, and if you would subscribe to this channel, so I can, after this summer break, I can really get into doing videos, because I have great plans. I have big plans coming up, but I need some time to prepare them. So I need a little kind of summer break, but I will talk a little bit about this more later in the video, which will come tomorrow. So much for that. I hope you had a really awesome time. Now it's time to go back to the practice cave to practice this shit from this dude here. And yeah, I hope I'm going to see you in my next video there. Cheers so far and stay progress. Bye.